Alright, just making sure this is working. It would seem we're in southern Battleland again. Minvili is doing. Would they not be reborn? But mayhaps that was their wish. Alphinaud seems to be at a loss for words. Forgive me, my thoughts were elsewhere. And this, when I know full well there's work yet to be done. The crystals. Leave them to me. I'll go back to Zaharak and secure them. The Amuljan will still be in disarray after the thrashing the Warriors of Darkness gave them. They're not like to notice a lone bard skulking about by now. Not that it matters anymore. What's up, Alisay? You must be tired, Peter. I know I am. If thou wilt permit me, my lady, I would ask a question. Whence didst thou become aware of mine independent pursuits? When I saw you meeting with that warrior of darkness in the Ascian in white at the Great Library. I tried not to think the worst. You've never been one to confide in others, so I knew that even were your intentions pure, you would not share your plans with us until you felt the time was right. But I cannot deny that part of me feared you'd simply betrayed us. Would that there had been another way. Know that I took no pleasure in deceiving thee, and that these sins will forever weigh heavily on my heart. I understand why you did what you did. That you but sought to achieve the greatest good while inflicting the least harm. Not many would have the courage to make that choice. But even knowing what came of your actions, I find I cannot condone them. I'm sorry. Peter, forgive me, but I believe the events of the day have taken their toll on me. I should like to rest for a while. If thou wilt grant me leave, I would gladly escort thee into a refuge of thine own choosing. Once my lady hath regained her strength, we shall join thee at the Rising Stones. There you are. We finished our search, in case you were wondering. I had to tell them what happened to Zaharak. I thought it best to do so together. Well met, Peter. Alphinaud said you'd be joining us. 'Twould seem the Griffin's double was telling the truth. Insofar as we found nothing resembling a sizable cache of crystals in the Mask's camp, did you perchance find one in Zaharak? Well, yes. Actually, we had a bit of a run-in with the Warriors of Darkness. I don't believe it. The crystals, Minvili, all of it. It's just, I don't know what it is. I sympathize, Ida. Even now I struggle to comprehend what I just saw. The only thing I can say with any certainty is that I feel blessed to have been granted a final chance to speak with her. 'Tis bittersweet, but also affirming. Alphinaud, I believe it is past time Ida and I rejoined the Scions. We've been away for far too long. Though I'm loath to leave the Griffin to his own devices, I feel our investigation would benefit from your more dispassionate perspectives. And I hope that we might in turn offer our own opinions of the many challenges you have faced in your absence, or in our absence. God, it's been absolutely ages, hasn't it? I can't wait to hear about everyone's adventures. We should be glad... We should... Get the right voice here. We should be glad to recount them, and Tatru's tales may well surprise you. Ida, Relgar be praised it is you. Ida, alive and standing before me, in the flesh. I can hardly believe my eyes. Oh, come now, has it really been so long you don't remember me? It's Gozebold. I fought beside your father in the Revolution. Nothing less of her friends.
It's been 20 years since the occupation sent us our separate ways. But the resistance is always welcome in Little Alamigo. They give us hope, and young Ida most of all. Ida was there, always full of fire, ever the first volunteer for mission. Until the day she up and vanished, that is. There were rumors, and we feared the worst. But here you are, alive and well, looking a nary a day older.
Well, what can I say? I'm sorry for running off like that and making you all worry. It's a long story, but you see, I got involved with my friends here, the Scions. Oh, sorry, we were still the Circle of Knowing back then, right. Anyway, I wanted to come back and tell you, but it was all very secretive stuff at the time, and as you can see, I'm completely fine. I know we've got a lot to talk about, and we will, but right now I've got to hurry back to the headquarters. My friends are expecting me. I wasn't suspicious at all. Pray forgive her. It's been a very long day for us all, and I promise we will visit again at the first opportunity. Let us return to the Rising Stones. I legit don't know where we're going from here. It'll take me for giving you that mask. Oh, was that the alternate Griffin? Is that who that was? Was he talking to Ida, I wonder? Talking about Ida. I don't know what the story can go from here. Because they've wrapped up everything pretty nicely with a bow. Really nowhere else for it to go. Welcome home, Peter. I trust your journey was successful. You'll be pleased to hear that Thancred has secured the crystals. He sent word a short while ago. Once he had delivered them safely into the Temple Knight's care, he will rejoin us there, and we can declare this matter officially resolved. While awaiting your arrival, I took the opportunity to contact Ishtola and Kryl and briefed them on all that has occurred. I also requested that they return to the Rising Stones at their earliest convenience. Now that our lost friends have been found, it would seem that we must need to discuss our future. Yeah, because it's like, where do we go from here? Story seems wrapped up very nicely. There aren't very many loose threads to tug at.
Back in the Solar. It's been too long since we were all together like this. Not since after Moonbraider.
Much has changed since then. We ourselves, most of all.
Though not all who were lost could be gathered here today, we may take comfort in the knowledge that those who are not are carrying on the fight.
Ish.
While I am grateful to our friends in the north for their hospitality, it isn't half good to be back.
But, as Papalima rightly said, much has changed since we last stood here. This deed served to show me that it is not lofty causes that should inform our actions, but our hearts. And I hope that the Scions might continue in this manner, as individuals driven by individual principles. Provided we all sincerely desire to work towards Eorzea's salvation, I believe the paths we follow to achieve it need not, and should not, be dictated by any single ideal.
Right. The single ideal's what led to the destruction of the Warriors of Darkness's homeland.
Companions bound by a common purpose, free to go whither they will. The idea is not without merit. Very well. I shall resume my research of the primals and the elder gods of Eorzea. Should anyone have need of my findings, you need only ask. I should be glad of your continued assistance.
Well,
My main purpose in coming here was to see the signs of the Seventh Dawn restored and my dear friend found. Nevertheless, having involved myself in your struggles, I feel compelled to see them through to the bitter end. For Minfilia's sake. That is, if there are no objections.
Of course we object. Not really. Oh, Kitty's interested in the stream. He says you'll always be welcome here. Yay!
Urianger, can we trust you to carry on your investigation of the Ascians as before?
Regardless of mine own desires, I am undeserving of your trust, having so villainously deceived you all.
Now, I'll hear no more of that. It would be disrespectful of Minfilia's wishes. She entrusted matters here to us, that we might protect this star and understand the truth which hides at her heart. Mayhap I can handle the former, but I think you far better suited to the latter. No?
Very well. Then out of love for my Lady Minfilia and Moonbreeder both, this shall be my solemn charge.
Papalimo and I should probably return to Thanalan to keep an eye on the Resistance. There's still the matter of the Griffin and the Amalja, not to mention the new Imperial Viceroy. That little lot must be worthy of our attention, right?
And what will you do, Alize?
You know I have no great love for organizations and formalities. That being said, this new approach you propose is wholly objectionable. And we've always got him to keep us from bickering.
Yes.
But I will suffer no titles. I am not here for House Leveilleur, nor to walk in Grandfather's shadow.
Upon that point, we see eye to eye. If it please you, you may think of me as but another comrade in arms.
Well then, Alfie, I for my part shall see to the paperwork and the finances with my characteristic aplomb.
I would not have it any other way, Tataru. And we mustn't forget you. What now for the Warrior of Light?
You have absolutely no idea. Me.
Indeed.
The path behind us was fraught with hardship, and the path before us will be no less unforgiving. But a new dawn shall break over the realm, and I see before me the faces of those who will deliver it.
Hi, Kitty. Ending to mark a new beginning. Look at them, Beata. The scions of the Seventh Dawn. Look how far we've come. The people we've met, the moments we've shared, the losses we've suffered, the tragedies we've overcome. All of this has made us who we are today. Where we go from here and then what the future holds, only the 12 know. But I know that we will find out together. Separately, of course.
One world's heroes are another world's villains. One world's loss, another world's gain. Where men go as one, there is life. And where there is life,
there's chance.
My friends, if I may, I would ask that you entrust Tupsimati to me.
Oh,
Clouds
really?
gather upon the horizon, and as Master Louisoix's disciple, I would keep it close at hand.
What clouds? Seems like everything's all wrapped up nicely. I mean, sure, why not?
Thank you. I shall guard it well.
You're a black mage, right? Yeah, we can trust you with that. Probably. Maybe.
There is cause to hope. For every ending, every parting, marks a new beginning.
Have we the end of Heavensward? Ah, come on. Ah, false Griffin talking to the real Griffin. Well done, brother. You may resume your normal duties and rejoin the others. The coming battle shall be the greatest yet, and I intend to stand with you all on that glorious day. True believers are so readily led. Is this the guy that took Raban's arm? I have given them everything they desired, all for which they have prayed. I doubt you can say the same for your pawns. Get what you wanted, then? Was it all worth it in the end? There are some unexpected developments, but they were ultimately to our advantage. Be it host to a surfeit of light or dark, the world bereft of equilibrium is but a void in waiting. And a void is of no use to my master. I shall follow her emissary with great interest. As for the pawns, whom you so pity, they have delivered unto me a gift, which I do now present to you. Eyes. That's a problem. The eyes of Nidhogg. Many were the candidates considered, but by your deeds you've proven yourself the most deserving. A man of boundless rage and bottomless despair, in whose breast beats a heart which thirsts for vengeance. Only you are fit to wield these eyes, for weal or for woe. Vengeance. That's not good. What's this over here? So it was here all along. Oh, just you wait, my pretty. You and I are going to have so much fun. No retreat, no surrender. Soul surrender trophy earned. Petter has a request for you.
Oh, Peter, just the hero I wanted to see. Would you mind doing me a small favor? I need you to meet me at the Diamond Forge. This won't take long, I promise.
What's in here? The call is anxious to act before the Warring Triad awaken. The time has come, Warrior of Light. We must move against the Warring Triad now or suffer the consequences. The seal is cracked and the icons stir. Should they be allowed to awaken and resume their titanic conflict, it would be akin to the coming of the second calamity. You, Pieter, represent our best hope for eliminating this threat. That said, the very act of entering the containment facility itself presents certain unique challenges. So unique, in fact, that I struggle to locate an individual with the requisite talents to surmount them. Were it not for the impressively diverse connections of your fellow Scions, I might still be searching. Happily, however, they are able to furnish me with a suitable candidate. Now, along with you and your Echo-blessed companions, all the pieces we need to proceed in this deadly game are arrayed across the board. Victory hinges upon no less than the total destruction of the Warring Triad. But we must also aware the interference of those who covet the Allagan's primal harnessing technology. I speak, of course, of the blindly grasping hand of the Garlean Empire and its fumbling agents. The ignorant meddling of the Empire will serve only to hasten the Icon's awakening. It is my master's desire that the Triad be dispatched before Imperial forces delve too deeply. Being the nearest to wakefulness, the Icon Sephiroth shall be the first adversary. Make your preparations and join me in the flagship of Azizla. We will speak further there. All right. Hello, love. Have a great one. Thanks. Stark disbelief. And our forge is ready, sir. It's an honor to serve, sir. Reach maximum level botanist. Excellent decisions or ventures are my specialty. Thy will be done.
That's all you'll get from me. I hope it satisfies you. What you ask for, yes? Take it. Next time you'll have a more meaningful task.
Alright, we'll wait here for a bit.
No. I'm sorry to drag you away from your duties, but as I said, this won't take long. I just need you to stand perfectly still for a few moments.
What?
Right, everyone? Ready to get to work? No squirming now. Oh, and you might want to close your eyes.
What the heck is happening right now? Is she making me clothing?
There, all finished. The Warriors of Light's every measurement from heroic head to intrepid toe.
Huzzah! What was that all about?
Oh, wouldn't you like to know? All in good time, Peter. All in good time.
Aha, I found you. Alfino wants everyone in the Solar for a meeting. I don't know what it's about, but he seemed to think it was very important.
Go on, we have everything we need. No sense in keeping everyone waiting.
Well.
Ha
We're here. Did we miss anything?
We would not presume to begin without you, Ida. Orianger has returned to the Waking Sands, but everyone else is now present.
Yes, but for what exactly? We all have duties to attend to, Alphino, so you may dispense with the preamble.
Thank you, Elise. It is the very subject of those duties which compelled me to call this gathering. Though the Warriors of Darkness no longer pose a threat, Eorzea's many troubles demand no less of our attention. And while I stand by the decision to approach each task as we see fit, I fear our effectiveness will ultimately be diminished should we continue to act in ignorance of each other's efforts.
Right.
Thus, I propose we elect a successor to Minfilia. Not to serve as a fully fledged antecedent, perhaps, but as a coordinator of operations.
Alright, and that's going to be Alfino.
Is that all? Well, then the decision seems clear. No one else has shown any enthusiasm for the role, and judging by your performance at our previous meeting, you would seem the perfect candidate. You always did have a flair for politics.
Mm-hmm.
I did not mean to... That was not my intention. As my tenure as commander of the Crystal Braves comprehensively demonstrated, I lack the qualities required for such an office. I would much prefer to remain as I am now, a soldier in the field, so to speak.
Should none of our number step forward, must we then constrain some unwilling candidate to take up the position?
Legatuses and feeding the orphan poor.
Yeah, I actually have a lot on my plate.
Thancred makes a good point. Any who would wear such a mantle would be bound by its obligations. Have we not become sufficiently familiar with each other's methods to act without an overseer? At present, I see no cause to so willingly limit one of our number.
Oh my goodness! You're... Help! I need some help here!
Someone has fallen and they can't get up.
Tataru, are you all right?
Me? I'm fine. It's this poor girl who just staggered in and collapsed on the floor that I'm worried about.
Narco! God, how did... Yashola! Please, you have to help her!
Kral, a hand if you would. Let us see about closing these wounds.
Yeah, I won't worry about helping, because you didn't ask.
Now, we've staunched the bleeding, but it may be a while before you can move about again. Though having seen your wounds, I'm surprised you are still moving at all.
Thank you. My message. It was too important to delay. I took the shortest route I could, though I knew it was more heavily patrolled. As you can see, my efforts at evasion were not entirely successful.
Indeed.
Honestly, you're too brave for your own good. What was so urgent that you needed to fight half the Empire to get here? You could have been killed.
I'm sorry, Ida. I had good reason. But I imagine your friends are wondering who this bloody mess of a Mikote is. My name is Minago, and I belong to the Alamegan Resistance. I came to warn Ida and Papalimo about one of our leaders. A man who calls himself the Griffin.
Right.
He's always been dangerous, but he's planning something new. Something reckless.
The Griffin, you say? I've heard the name. Rumor has it your man is eager to test his claws.
Quite.
Aye, and on no easy target. He means to assault Belsar's wall from the Alamegan side.
Nice.
But what does the Griffin possibly hope to gain from such an attack?
From what I understand, he wants the fires of war to spread to Eorzea. Yeah. And for that, he needs to control the border with Gridania.
So, he means to spark a conflict between the Alliance and the Imperial forces stationed in Alamigo, to have Eorzea's armies aid in the liberation effort, whether they will it or no.
His plan is flawed. Even should the Resistance succeed in occupying the wall, they would not be able to hold it. Imperial reinforcements would drive them out within a week.
It does seem doomed to failure.
Be that as it may, if there is even a chance that this scheme could bring about an escalation in hostilities between Eorzea and the Empire, the Alliance must be informed.
Agreed. I should depart for Limsa Laminsa forthwith and seek an audience with the Admiral. Thancred, Uldar is yours.
As always.
Alphino and Alize, make haste to the Twelveswood and notify the Elder Seedseer of the danger to Gridania. She will duly call a council of the Alliance leaders, whom you must be ready to receive. You will be our voice in Ishgard. Explain the situation to Sir Emmerich and encourage him to send an envoy.
Alright. I can do that.
To Taru, Krile, I leave the care of our injured messenger to you. See that she remains quiescent and her wounds closed. I believe that covers everything. Let us be about our tasks.
I suspect the ill tidings from Girabania will be held as a turning point. The beginning to a bloody end. The business of war was ever conducted with the coin of self-sacrifice. 'Twas Master Louis Soir himself who taught us that such costs are not to be ignored or denied. And so, I shall embrace them. When the time comes, I will make my choice, as you will yours.
And still the story goes on. I keep thinking the story is almost over.
There it is. This is the place, Warrior of Light. Here we will find the containment facility, wherein entities of incalculable power lie chained, their fathomless energies siphoned away by Allegan devices. As I warned you, Sephiroth poses the most immediate threat. His dreaming mind drifts perilously close to consciousness. Thus must his destruction be our first concern. Your fellow Scions will be joining us anon, accompanied by the uniquely talented individual of whom I spoke. From what I gather, the two of you are already well acquainted. Let us continue inside and wait before the doors to the containment facility.
You've not been waiting long, I trust? We are eager to lend whatever cooperation we may to your mission, Peter.
Thank you. Yes. It is an honor to meet you at last. As I know of only one Mikote Scion, you must be Archon Ishtola, meaning your diminutive companion is Mistress Kryal of the students of Baldestan. Baldestian, correct?
Diminutive? Perhaps there's been some mistake. I assumed it was for my knowledge and not my stature you required my assistance.
The mistake was mine. My apologies if I've given any offense. Mayhap it would be best if we proceeded directly to the matter of our objectives. Your adversary is the Icon Sephiroth of the Warring Triad, otherwise known by the historians of Alag as the Fiend. He was once the patron deity to a tribe of tree-like beings, native to Mercidia, but was subdued by the Allegan Empire after a lengthy war of attrition. After his defeat, he was imprisoned for use as a source of power. Even now, Sephiroth is neither living nor dead, his mind bound in a dream, while his body energies are harnessed by Allegan technologies. The explanation for his failure to dissipate into aether lies in his restraints. These ingenious devices serve not only to bind him, but to continuously regenerate his corporeal form.
Meaning it'll be all but impossible to banish him while said restraints are in place, yes? Remove them, however, and we risk allowing an unfathomably powerful and doubtless vengeful Icon to run rampant. Seems we have no choice but to divide our forces. One team must locate the controls to Sephiroth's shackles and disable them, while the other stands ready to destroy him at a moment of his reawakening.
A most succinct assessment, Mr. Crow. While I was aware of the echo provided you an uncanny insight, I did not expect you to intuit the core of my strategy quite so swiftly.
If only my gift offers such detailed analysis, which is to say, it doesn't. I merely took it upon myself to learn as much as I could about the Triad's imprisonment, as I could before coming here. It will be Peter and I, after all, who enter the Icon's den.
Indeed. Given the nature of our adversary, none save those under the aegis of the Echo will be permitted to enter the containment facility. The risk of private influence is too great.
Well, then that's settled, then. I'll disable the restraints, and Peter, with his gifted adventurer friends, will welcome Sephiroth back to the waking world. Better than that, the other way around, I say, considering our respective fields of expertise, and of course, my diminutive stature. Right, it's time they had a little chat with this doorkeeper over here.
Kitty comes and says hello again.
Yep.
Activating verification systems, lifting access restriction to Triad control. I had no idea that the Baldestian curriculum was so comprehensive. When we locate the controls for Sephiroth's restraints, I shall gladly leave their operation to you.
When we locate the controls, mayhaps my words were unclear. Until it's best with the Echo made safely into the facility.
Your concern for my sanity is touching, but unnecessary. Suffice it to say, I am in no danger of falling under the Icon's sway.
Bloop bloop.
Warning. Verification systems detect multiple unauthorized vessels entering restricted airspace. Security systems engaging intruders.
The Guardians. Come, Oriente. We must keep the Imperials occupied. Will you stop nomming on me, kitty? We too should be on our way. Gods, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't slightly terrified, but I can't very well leave every deadly task to you scions. According to the history, Sephiroth was immense in both size and strength, mighty enough to rout even the implacable armies of the Allagans, and that more than once. To cut a long story short, you have to get this right. I should do my best not to wake the icon up too much. As my grandfather always used to say of certain little monsters, get 'em up and get 'em moving while their brains are still abed.
Look. Stop numbing on my leg. Okay, we have a new duty. When the bow wakes. Objective fulfilled. Man, the connection is trash right now. I guess it's just as well that I'm not streaming video of myself. Alright, Cat, you have had enough love, sir. He's just demanding attention. Over and over and over. Okay, I was petting you. He's demanding love over my hand, giving him love. He's like, no, I need your ice too. Greetings, Warrior of Light. What business brings you to Ishgard? I'm here to, convince you to help us in this war effort, or to hopefully prevent one. I see. Wait here. I'll summon Sir Amaric. It is good to see you, my friend. 'Tis but a pity it must be under such circumstances. Had Lucia not informed me of the urgency of your suit, I would certainly have sent for some wine. But to business. I thank you for bringing these developments in Lamigo to our attention. Ishgard will, of course, send an envoy to attend to the council in Gridania. I cannot say who will represent us, however, as the choice is not mine to make, not mine alone at any rate. Given the immediacy of the threat, we may forego the formalities of a full assembly, but I will still need to consult my counterpart in the House of Commons prior to proceeding. Will you permit me some time to make the necessary arrangements? Well, I thank you. Our representative, whomever we select, will require a sizable escort. Make your preparations, and inform Sir Harup that he is to lead in your absence. You are, after all, the largest woman we have. Yes, Lord Commander. Pieter, pray accompany Lucia to the gates of judgment and make ready to depart for Gridania. I will have our envoy join you as soon as I can. Fury speed you on your way. Quest complete. Lucia seems eager to set forth for Gridania. If you have no other business in the city, join me at the gates of judgment. We must be ready to depart the instant the envoy arrives. I know, kitty. Oh, I know. We're just working ourselves up to a frenzy, aren't we? He's just demanding love until he loses his mind. It was right there, I just didn't see it. We meet again. As it happened, my counterpart in the House of Commons agreed that I should act as Ishgard's envoy. No, I concede that there was never really any doubt. As Lord Commander of the Temple Knights, it's my duty to sanction any military cooperation. Be that as it may, I could not in good conscience make the decision alone, not with any ink scarcely dry in the Republic's Book of Statutes. I trust you understand, my friend. Alas, I must test your patience still further by making a brief stop at Camp Dragonhead. Given the trouble brewing in the Black Shroud, I should see that the garrison is ready to defend the border. Look. Oh, Kitty's just having a good old time, aren't you, Kitty? Yep. The garrison commander awaits within. Don't accompany me, Pietro. You may see a familiar face. Pietro, boy! How wonderful to see you, and Sir Amric, too. To what do I owe this unexpected pleasure? I will have some mulled wine brought up from the kitchens at once, if you will excuse. Nay, do not trouble yourself, Hanarwa. We shall soon be on our way. Lucia, a brief summary, if you will. Yes, Lord Commander. Let me tell you about a story of how I was a young girl. These villains need hardly an excuse to wage war. Bloodletting comes as naturally as breathing to a girl. To an Imperial. And thus we shall strengthen our patrols, as you suggest. We shall also be sure to communicate these developments to Lord Francel and the Observatorium. I see you have everything in hand. Carry on, Commander. Surprised to see yours truly at the helm. Bien, yeah. You and me both, old boy. I doubt I'll ever be worthy to sit where he sat. Oh dear, we've still got this picture up. Yet we can but play the hand we're dealt, and with a little help from veterans and Hanarwa's ceaseless chiding, I'm sure I'll muddle through. So worry not, old boy. Off to Gridania with you. Look. Just spent a little bit too much time hanging out with Mikotes. Picked up their accent. Okay. I keep waiting for the next game to start. The next DLC. It's been over a day since I thought, okay, this is it. No, this, no. Diplomatic duties have brought me here on several occasions, but I find that I am as enraptured by the Black Shroud's beauty now as when I first laid eyes upon it. I fear this time, however, events may not afford us the luxury of enjoying the splendor of the forest. Complete. It seems we have an escort at the Lotus Stand. A pleasant place to discuss unpleasant matters, is it not? Yes, sure. Yes, of course, 'tis like we are to be the last to arrive. Let us announce ourselves, shall we?
The envoy from Ishgard was not the only one delayed in my arrival. Greetings, Sir Amaric. Admiral, always a pleasure. And Pieter, I trust you are well? 'Tis a day for reunions, it seems. I believe you are well acquainted with my escort.
Master Pieter, I'm glad to hear from Raoul that the missing scions have now been found.
Look. There is much and more I would discuss with you, but first let us attend to the issue at hand, shall we? Look.
I bid you welcome, my friends. As you will by now be aware, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have come into possession of certain intelligence concerning recent developments in the region of Gyr Abania. It springs, I am assured, from an unimpeachable source. Is that not so, Master Alphino?
Indeed, Elder Seedseer. Our information comes directly from a member of the Resistance's inner circle, and we have no cause to doubt its veracity.
This Griffin of theirs is a fool if he thinks he can hold Belsar's wall against the Empire. When the Imperials move to take it back, they will come in force. And the resulting fighting is all but certain to spill over into the Black Shroud.
At the Battle of Cartano, the combined might of 3 grand companies labored to contend with the remnants of but a single Imperial legion.
Right.
Alone, Gridania would be hard-pressed indeed to hold back the tide, should the Garleans turn their minds from reclamation to invasion.
May I once more convey my nation's deepest regrets for our inaction in the days prior to the calamity. 'Tis a stain upon our ledger that I would fain remove.
Oh man, sun rose. It looked really cool.
Elder Seedseer, I do hereby request leave to deploy a defensive force within the borders of Gridania. Ishgard's return to the Alliance shall be honored by more than mere ink upon parchment.
The Doman people, too, would join any effort that weakens our common foe. We are few, but our most seasoned shinobi are at your disposal.
Well, thanks for stopping by, Corthus. I won't be doing much today. I'm just trying to kind of finish the story of Heavensward. So feel free to stay as long as you like. And I look forward to seeing you back when we get it done.
I offer you my humble thanks. Gridania welcomes your assistance.
It is time we set our contingency plans in motion. Is the Alliance agreed? Then let us make ready for war. Victory favors the swift. There is much to be done.
And its decision to bolster the border's defenses seems eminently practical. Why then, brother, do you scowl so?
I agree that they have chosen the wisest course available. Indeed, the only reasonable one. Yet something feels awry. In making ready for war, is the Alliance not granting the Griffin the very thing he desired?
Oh, yes.
Any attempt to hold the wall is doomed to failure, aye. But I wonder if we have misjudged the prize for which he plays.
What prize would that be? That the Council was able to reach an accord so swiftly is a heartening development in and of itself. I only hope my misgivings prove unfounded. Oh good, you have yet to depart. I feared I'd missed you. Sir Amaric. Master Alphino, a pleasure as always, and Mistress Elisay,
How wonderful to see you've thus recovered. Pardon the interruption. I had hoped to thank Pieter for serving as our escort before other duties called him away. I also wish to thank our Doman ally. Forgive me, my lord, I was but awaiting the opportune moment to join the conversation, and a force of habit kept me in the shadows. No apologies necessary, Mistress Yugiri. I am most grateful for your interjection when I offered Ishgard support. My nation's historic failure to heed the Alliance's pleas for aid is a matter of record. Even so, the Alliance leaders were plainly unprepared for my impromptu apology. The resulting air of awkwardness might have lingered longer were it not for your timely offer of cooperation, which allowed the Elder Seedseer to accept us both. I very much appreciated the gesture. Oh, I only did my duty, Sir Amory. The Empire is an enemy to us all, and we are grateful for the opportunity to fight at your side. And full glad are we to have you. Pray, convey my regards to the Scions, my friends. We must return to Ishgard. Whatever is wrong with a simple sorry or thank you? And must these politicians always make a speech out of everything? That is how we adults speak, my dear sister. Perhaps the ones who like the sound of their own voice. In any case, our business here is concluded. We should be on our way as well. Will you accompany us to Revenant's Toll, Yugiri? Actually, I think I shall first pay a brief visit to the East Shroud. I'm curious to know how Palpatine and Ida fared in their talks with the Sylphs, not to mention what has been going on at Belsar's Wall. I will join you at the Rising Stones anon. Bon. We're simply having a wonderful Christmas time. The Revenant's Toll. All right. What's up, LSC? Welcome back, Peter. I don't know about you, but I'm heartily glad that all the talking is over. I understand that these council meetings are important, but do you not find it tiresome to have to weigh every word before you speak it? I doubt I'll ever feel at home in the realm of politics. Yeah, it's not for everyone. I said people have been known to change, and if my brother's willing to run his own errands, anything is possible. Give me that cash. Maybe this will be what starts the next game. Every time there's money, every time there's music awarded, it's like, well, maybe this is next. Oh, well, as much as I enjoy the bustle of the toll, I think it's time we headed inside. My brother and the others will not be long. Ah, so you returned from the council, but what of Orfino? Did some other matter require his attention? My apologies, friends. I trust we've not kept you waiting over long. Greetings, everyone. Oh, Kryl, how's Naago doing? She will be all right, won't she? I don't see why not. Sorry, I don't see why not. She's sleeping at the moment. Tataru's keeping an eye on her, so we'll know soon enough if there is any change in her condition. Her wounds are healing well. With sufficient rest, I'm certain she'll make a full recovery. Oh, thank goodness for that. Now, mayhap we should share with us the Council's decision. Each of the nations, Ishgard included, has committed to providing military support to Gridania. The Eorzean Alliance will soon have a significant force in the Black Shroud, ready to respond to any Imperial's acts of aggression. You know, I almost wish the... wrong voice. You know, I almost wish the Council would stop messing around and give the Griffin what he wants. I wouldn't like to be an Imperial caught between the Resistance and the Alliance. Ida, One cannot lightly go to war with the Garlean Empire. Quite. To open hostilities without due consideration would be to invite disaster. No. If only there was some way to reach the Griffin, some means to convince him to abandon this reckless course. Maybe his lieutenant that we have here may not be entirely infeasible. There's a network of tunnels beneath Balsar's wall, secret passages dug by the Resistance to provide a way out of Alamigo, which may equally serve as a way in. Precisely. If all are in agreement, I'll be the one to undertake the necessary negotiations. I am familiar with the route, and the Resistance is familiar with me. About as familiar as they are with me, you mean? Oh, say what you want, I'm coming too. I had some experience with the practice of infiltration. If you'll have me, my services are at your disposal. As are mine. It's been far too long since I shared a shadow with a shinobi. I do not intend to waste the opportunity. 4 is quite sufficient for an infiltration mission. Greater numbers will only serve to increase the risk of detection. Kryl and I will direct our energies elsewhere. What of you, Levelier? I will return to the East Shroud and stand watch over the border. Should matters take a turn for the worst, it would be wise to be on hand. Might I prevail upon you to accompany me, Pieter? Gridania will be safer for your presence, and while it may not seem the most thrilling duty, dear sister, may I ask you to remain at the Rising Stones to pass on messages and so on? Well, oh, to hold the fort, you mean? Very well, I suppose the task must fall to someone. Safe travels, all of you. If you have any unfinished business at the toll, pray attend to it now. I will depart for the Hawthorne Hut without delay. The nearby watchtower offers an unobstructed view of Balsar's wall, and I would be interested to speak to the Alliance commanders who have installed themselves at its top. All right. The tail feather. Something the matter, son? Nath giving you trouble? Not really. Journey of Remembrance, then. Gods, it feels like only yesterday that Ysael turned up in Tailfeather with you in tow. Back into our lives and gone too soon. Did I ever tell you how we found her 5 years back? In a torpor, out in the forest all by her lonesome. Aye, well, we weren't about to leave her there. So we carried her back here and tended to her till she woke up. Didn't say a word for days, Ysael. Just sat there and stared up at the sky as if the ground held nothing for her. And it didn't, we learned, when she finally awoke. Now, you might think that she's not one to smile, but you'd seen her in those years that followed. And one day, all of a sudden, she says she's got a truth that must be shared. Up and leaves for the gods know where. And that was the last we heard of her for a time. Redemption not beyond us, friends. Come and hear the truth. Come and hear the Lady Iceheart speak. And they did, from far and wide. And so the story went. Some say there was nothing in it, but I knew. I knew. To think, Pieter, I think that deep down most folk want to do right by themselves and by others. And they try. Oh, how they try. You do, certainly. And so did she. Apologies, you came here to think on your own memories, not listen to mine. Take it to Nathan next. Right then. If you're to do this properly, you'll need to gather up your incentives, same as before. In case you've forgotten, there's a basket of fresh Kalamtree fruit, a good-sized jar of landtrap nectar, and a dirty great cartload of young Mountcliff flesh. What? Come on, lad. Surely you can't be that late after. You're more than welcome in our village already. Safe travels. Also, welcome in their village. Actually have a pretty terrifying hand for Triple Triad if I decided to play that. I played it a little bit when my camera and video went out. Of course, my camera's out today, but by choice. I'm not feeling it. Hunter of dragons and gods, I bid you welcome. What would you ask me this day? I'm here just to stop by and remember things. Once we would have had no conception of what you speak. The one mind does not forget, but we do. It can be most distressing. To remember is not enough. One must strain and give words to memory, and inscribe words upon parchment. This is the chronicler's calling. He wrote of how you came to Astvach, and how you left to slay Ravana, and how the young hunter trained with the old hunter while you were away. We shall treasure these memories, this history you have given us. And when Nuval join us, we shall share it with them as well. Bound no longer to the will of the many, they are now free to walk their own path. Thus reborn, they would write the first chapter of a new history to be passed on to future generations. And as their culture grew older and richer, so too would their story. Understand, why is this thing called wine that you love so much? It dulls the senses. We do not like this. Why, you ask? The convictory once requested we procure a quart of wine. We knew not where to find it, so we made our own, improvising as necessary with special ingredients. Right. Appreciate it. Thank you. Not interested. They are insatiable. The orders come, and that we work hard. We cannot meet demand. We run low on supplies. Great Hunter, please help us. Your generosity knows no bounds. The key ingredient for our wine is the callum tree fruit, a juicy fruit found in the chocobo forest. Please bring back 3. The best fruits lie on the ocean, forest floors. They are the most ripe. Certainly can't find it on the ocean. That doesn't make sense. Adventurer, our guide Silverdew is popular, so popular. Demand grows daily, and our stores grow thin. Soon, we will not have enough to light our censers, let alone send to the convictors. This worry has spurred us to cultivate our own. The fleshlings of Tailfeather have helped us to do so, but our plants are lacking in the most vital property, the scent which drives the dragons away. If our incense is ineffective, our reputation will suffer. All our Silverdew must be tested. There is much to be done. Mighty Hunter, please take these bundles and evaluate their quality for us. The best test subjects are dragons. There are many in the smoldering waste. If you find one, use the Kagabato to spray them with this Silverdew. Please be sure to repeat this 3 times. If they are repelled by the smell, we will know our customers will be satisfied. The Endometer will help you load a Kagabato with your Silverdew, so you should go and speak with him. Bathkina is a rather hairy task for you to tackle. Your fleshy skin and warm blood gives you strength in the ice and snow, whereas our shells do little to stave off the cold. Yes, to our climates, fleshlings are well suited, but in Corthus, even your kind must wrap themselves in furs. Yes, the convictors even have need of warm pelts. Yet we do not know which beasts are best suited for this purpose, so we would have them provide even will suffice. We have enlisted Grimold's help. We will split the reward. However, we require assistance. Greater. Please, Great Hunter, please go to him. Stick Peddler. Yeah, these nuggets are pretty great, actually. Okay, just knowing that this is here helps. So I can come back here later and pick it up. All right. Troubling news. Very troubling. Much of our crop is substandard. We hope this bundle is not. There. This Komato is ready. She is ready, equipped with the silver dew. Please bring back good news, Hunter.